It's a big, exciting Materion world. From the cell phones in your hand to the satellites orbiting the Earth, we are all around you. Come inside Materion to meet the people and hear the stories about how we bring it all to life every single day. Join us as we talk to our subject matter experts about topics and trends that are truly changing the world.
Hello friends, David Sanchez from Materion Advanced Materials here. I hope this message finds you well. I also hope that you, like myself, are increasingly optimistic that technical exchanges will once again happen face to face, the way we've all come to know and love. I also know that as we get ready to re-engage, we think about how things were before and what questions we had. And then we take the sum total of all the information we've heard while we've been sequestered, and somewhere in the middle, we extract the motivation that would help us drive innovation. I know some of you who are subscribers have noticed that our digital edition of Coding Materials News contains a lot more than the classical Coding Material newsletter. It also has an industrial flair and ties to industrial practices and people working on problems that are related to our primary discussion. This will continue. Our Coding Materials News is evolving. But before I complete the picture on how and where it's going, as editor, contributor, and sometimes critic of the thoughts from 10,000 feet about our industry, I want to remind everyone that there's an important role that Coding Materials News plays. Though it does come from Materion, it actually comes from deeper down. Samuel Pellicari, our principal consultant, is actively engaged in the thin film industry and has great knowledge and history. He is really our driving force. He and I have worked together for a very long time. And on the cusp of this new innovation in our Coding Materials newsletter, I wanted to talk about the reason why Coding Materials News is so important to me. And the discussion started well before my time as an engineer. People have been looking for alternatives to radioactive thorium fluoride and infrared coatings. When I was a young engineer back in 1990-something, I was given a copy of Coding Materials News as a reference point for a nice discussion about what materials might be alternatives and what their pros and cons might be compared to thorium fluoride or even each other. What's really important about this case is that back then, what is now commonplace wasn't as developed as it is now. And Coding Materials News was part of that leverage within our organization to close the gap between performance and processing. That discussion that Sam had on alternatives was really important to me as a young man. And it serves as the cornerstone as to why I believe that the voice industry needs innovation on every level to succeed. As editor and contributor, I strive to make sure we have content that is relevant. I also want to connect it to the larger picture of things that challenge our thin film industry around the world. I think that as Coding Materials News and more, the digital edition will have even more impact, serve to connect even more dots, and drive the applications that are important out to the extremes so that we can all pitch in and help solve these problems. Back in the old days, Coding Materials News used to ask the readers for things that were bothering them, and I encourage you to please do the same. If you subscribe to our digital edition, let me know how you like the adjoining articles. Let me know where you want us to go, because otherwise, Sam and I are just likely to just keep connecting dots we think are important and hope that more people read. When in fact, we need everybody to read and respond so that when we are face to face, we can share those thoughts and insights. So that when we are face to face, I know how to make sure that we have a program that will answer something the industry requires to be fixed. I truly hope that you'll subscribe to our newsletter and continue to read it and enjoy it, as it has been very influential in my career as a reader and as a contributor in making sure that I understand that where things come from, how they are made, how they are used, and what they're used for are the reasons why our industry is so diverse and so powerful. So I encourage you to subscribe and send me your thoughts. Well, until we can meet again face to face, thank you for your time and check out our archives. Some pretty cool stuff and help find the topics of tomorrow today.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode. Be sure to follow Materion on our social media channels, as well as visit our website for more information about our innovative material solution.